Well, hello everybody. It's Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren to bring you some really fun crochet projects. It's been a while since I did a tutorial. We had a death in the family, so my attention was needed elsewhere, and we're still mourning, but we're trying to get back on a good page. So, stating a good page, look at this adorable bunny. As you can see, it's all one piece with a little trickery with the crocheting. So you'll need some black thread. You'll need some eyes, unless you want to use thread for the eyes. So, and you will need some filling. And I actually have some pipe cleaners in the ears so you can bend them. Okay? So, it's really not a hard project. This is not my pattern. It is a free pattern that I followed, and I'm sure Maggie will perform her magic and attach the pattern in the comments or in the description. So if you need the written part of the directions, you will be able to find them. But let's get started. I am going to go slow and take your time, but this is a project where stitch count does matter. If you go off on your stitch count or the way that she did the pattern, you're not going to get the shape that you want. Now, this bunny is not that big, but if you use super bulky yarn, like in number 6, obviously your bunny will be bigger. The thinner the yarn, the smaller your bunny will be made. And you can do this in color blocking if you want. One color, totally up to you. But for demonstration purposes, I am using acrylic number 4. And for this particular bunny, I used a 4mm crochet hook. I do recommend them highly. And you will need a stitch marker because you're going to work in rounds. And I am going to probably use a bigger hook just so you're able to see what I'm trying to do. And I did bring my directions, my notes, because this was not a pattern I could just memorize. So let's jump into it. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's jump into it. And I do have my coffee here, so if I take a drink, I do apologize. For your transparency, I'm using I Love This yarn. And this is called Drizzle Me This. I love it. This is Hobby Lobby. It rocks. I love Hobby Lobby. So you will need to start with a magic ring on this project. You just have to. It's needed. Unfortunately, I have 2 different tutorials out there for magic rings. But if you're still struggling with it, send us a note on our Facebook page. And I will happily do another live and try to help you get through what you're struggling with. That's what we're here for. So for now, I'm going to use a 7mm hook so you can see stitches. But this is the hook that I used for that bunny. And as you can see, it's a 4mm hook. And look at my new stitch markers I got, guys. I'm in love with them. This was a whole $8. Comes in its own little case. And my rainbow of colors. It's great. All right. It's a simple thing. Sometimes it truly, truly is. All right. I'm going to show you how to make an ear. I have 2 made in a different color. But I'm going to show you how to get through this ear and get her done. And then what we'll do is we'll be joining to 2 ears to work on the bunny. Okay? All right. So, first things first. Make your magic ring, magic circle. Go in there, pull it through. I'm even nervous doing a video, and I shouldn't be. I do them all the time. Stitch, chain 1. So now in this, you're going to do 6. I'm going to bring it in closer so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to need 6 single crochets in your ring. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, pull this a little closed, but not completely, so you can see your stitches since you're using a smaller hook, okay? Now, for the next row, I want you to put 1 single crochet in the first stitch. So I count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 single crochet. And in the next one, oops, pull it up and I'm going to put your stitch marker. Keep an eye on your first stitch. It's really important, because if you lose that, like I might just have, it will throw everything off, okay? So 1 stitch in the first one, then I want you to put 2 stitches in the next stitch. And then 1 stitch. And 2 in the next stitch. One in the next one. And then 2 in the last one. And you will end with 9 stitches. Now here, you should be able to pull it tight now. You should be able to see your stitches. Okay. I'm marking off as I do my notes because I don't want to mess up. All right. Now take your stitch marker out. I want you to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to put my stitch marker right on back in. Then I want you to put a single crochet, 1 in the next 2 stitches. 1 in that stitch, and 1 in that stitch. And then the next one, do 2 in the same stitch. And that's the pattern. 2 stitches in one, and 1 in the next 2. So 2 stitches in that one, and 1 stitch, and 1 stitch. Okay, then 2 and 2 in that one, and then 1 in the next 2 stitches, and you should end in 1 single crochet in the last stitch. All right. So for rows 4 to 10, you'd match stitch to stitch. You should have 12 stitches. So 4 to 10 is 7 times, and if you have 12 stitches, that's 84 matching stitch to stitch. Okay, so for rows 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, you match stitch to stitch. I count and I mark. So let's do one together. 12 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3. I think I'm weaning off count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. And what I do, okay, I did 1, so I mark a 1. And then I do it again. Do 12 stitches and mark it until I have 7 rows. Okay, I did rows 4 through 10, matching stitch to stitch. And this is about what your ear should look like. Probably a little smaller, but that's okay. Now, so we did rows 4 to 10. Now we're on, we're going to do slow decreasing. The first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet 2 together. So you take your hook, put it in there first stitch, grab some yarn, bring it out, go into the next stitch, bring some yarn and bring it out, wrap the yarn and go through all 3 loops. When you got that, put your stitch marker right back in there so we know where you're at. And then I just need you to put 1 single crochet in every other stitch. No more putting any together. So we're going from 12 stitches, because we did 1 join, we're going down to 11 stitches. Okay. All right. The next row, I just want you to put 1 stitch in every one. So it's no decrease, no increasing. It's matching stitch to stitch. No decreasing. So you should be doing 11 stitches. So you take your marker out, do your 1 stitch. And I know it's tedious, but it really does help you from losing where you're at by using a stitch marker. And 11. If you're wondering what I did with my tail, I just tucked it in, okay? Didn't go anywhere. Now, take your stitch marker out, put 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And put 1 single crochet in the next 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to single crochet 2 together. Let's do it again. Put your hook in the next stitch, grab some yarn, put it in the next one, grab some yarn, and wrap and go through all. And then I want you to put a single crochet, 1 in each of the next 4 stitches. Three and 4. Okay. You should have 10 stitches. This next row, we're going to match stitch to stitch. So we're putting in 10 more single crochets. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right, the next one, take your stitch out, marker out, and single crochet 2 together. So put your hook in your first one, grab some yarn, and your next one, grab some yarn, come on through, wrap, and go through them all. Okay. And then you put in 1 single crochet in the last 8 stitches, so you'll have 9. And 9. Okay. And then, if you haven't guessed, we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch. In my first one. And I put my stitch marker back in. Five. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. All right, take out your stitch, put in 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Put your stitch marker back in. a single crochet, one in each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Then you single crochet 2 together. And a single crochet in each of the last 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, and 3. Then I want you to put a single crochet, stitch to stitch, in each of the 8 stitches. So this is 1, 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet 2 together. And then single crochet in the last 3 stitches. 1, 'See what I did here. Oh, okay. 1, start again. All right, so I did 1. I take it out and see how many stitches I have here. Let's see, it's easy to get lost and hung up, but just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have 8 stitches. And we're going down to 7. So single crochet the first 2 together. So 1 and 1, and then they're together. And then 1 in each of the stitches. So that would be 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. And then 1 single crochet in each stitch. I'm gonna keep my stitch marker out right now. That's okay though. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So after you do that, I want you to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then you single crochet 2 together. And then put 1 stitch in the next 2. That's 1, and that's 2. Then I need you to go around 3 times, putting 1 in each stitch. Okay? So 6 stitches, you do it 3 times, that's 18 stitches. So six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now, for the first ear, when you're done, I just want you to cut. I don't have my scissors with me. I want you to slip stitch into the next one, then cut your string, and then make a second ear. Just the way we did it, so you can pause the video and take it back if you want to go through. But that's your ear. So you need to make a second one. When you're done the second one, do not slip stitch, do not cut off. Okay, you need to keep that attached. All right, I'm going to go back to my smaller needle because that's what I used to make these. So if you let me reach around, yes. And this yarn I'm using is just the Ogo peach color, peaches pink color. So here's the first ear I made. Okay, and I did mark where my next stitch should be. I left the stitch marker in. And then here's my second ear, which as you can see is still attached. And where this is should be my next stitch. Okay. So what I want you to do is take your stitch marker out, put your hook back on. Now I want us to put in 6 stitches, but go on your first and do 1. And it's really important for now. It won't be soon, but for now, mark where that first one is. Okay? So I marked. So then that was 1. Now I need to put in 5 more. So that's 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. Oh, can't go in the same one twice. Okay. 1, 2. Three. There we go. 4. 5 and 6. After you got your 6, pick up your other ear, and I'm going to go over where my hook is. I'm going to put it right in. Don't worry about these ears yet. Just try to follow what I'm doing here. I'm going to put my hook right in where that marker is, but I want to make sure I get through. You don't need your stitch marker anymore for that one. So we're going to make a single crochet. That was 1 stitch, okay? The next one, do a single crochet in the next stitch. That's 2. Okay. Then 1 in the next stitch. That's 3. 1 in the next. 4. 1 in the next. 5. And 1 in the next. So you put 6 crochets in each ear, so you should have a total of 12 stitches. Okay, it's going to be hard for a little bit, but I promise you will get there. So now in your starting stitch, which is right here, I want you to go over and put in a single crochet. Once you got that in, remark your first stitch. Very, very important. And remember, with this bunny, counts do make a difference. So 1 stitch in that one, and the next one, next stitch, I want you to put in 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And the next one, I want you to put 1. And in the next one, 2. And that's the rotation going all the way around. Okay? Nine. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. And 18. Okay. You see it so far? All right. So now take out our first stitch, and I want you to put in 2 single crochets in that first stitch. Okay, one and 2. And I'm gonna mark my first stitch. And then I want you to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And that is your repeat going all the way around, and you will end with 24 stitches. Okay, so it's 2 in 1 stitch and 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 1, until you get all the way around, and then you will have 24 stitches. Two, 23, and 24. Okay. Now the next one is easy, just 1 stitch in each stitch. So you have 24, you will end with 24. Okay. So I have an extra stitch left. So because my counts are important, I'm just going to combine those two to make sure my count stays at 24. And that is how you fix your counts if you need to. Okay. All right, the next row will be single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, then 2. So it's 3 single crochets, then 2. And then you will end up with 30 stitches. Okay. Two and 3, then 2. Okay. And down. And 20. 21, 22, 23, 4, and 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay. Just so you can see what it's looking like, whatever side you want to be your front. Okay. Adorable, isn't it? Okay. So the next row we're matching stitch to stitch. So we should have 30 stitches, and we'll end with 30 stitches. I'll be back. Okay, so I matched stitch to stitch, and we should have 30 stitches. Okay, now the next one's a little confusing, but just follow me, please, okay? Take out your stitch marker and put in 1 single crochet and put your stitch marker back in. Very important. Okay, now I need you to put in a single crochet in the next stitch again. Okay, and then I want you to put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. We're going to do that 5 times. After you do that 5 times, you will end up with 2 stitches left, and then you put in 1 single crochet in each of those stitches. So We're going to do single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And that's 1 time. And I'm going to mark it 1. Okay, so we're going to do single crochet again in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. It's 2 times. Single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 2. That is 3 times. Single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. That's 4 times. Let's do it one more time. Single crochet in the next 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then 1 single crochet in the last 2 stitches. See, I got you. All right, that should land you at 36 stitches. Now we're going to put in 1 single crochet in each of the 36 stitches, and I will see you back. Okay, I matched stitch to stitch, and I got 36. Okay, so now the next row is easy. We're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and in the 6th stitch you're going to do an increase of 2 stitches in 1. So it's 5 singles, and then 2 and 1. 5, then 2, 5, then 2, 5, then 2. All right, let's do the first one together. Two, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. 1 and 2. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. 1 and 2. And 2. Five, and then 2. 5, and then you should land on an increase, and 2. Now you should have 42 stitches. In the next row, I want you to just match stitch for stitch. Very easy. And just check your counts. Make sure you have 42. And I will see you back in a jiffy. And 42. Whew. All right, next one is one of those hard ones. But you got it. You got this. We got each other. So take out your stitch marker and put 1 single crochet in and mark it. I want you to put a single crochet, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then I want you to put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Okay. Now we're going to do single crochet in the next 6 and then 2 in the next one, and we're going to do that 5 times. So again, we're going to mark it. It's the only thing I know how to do, that way I don't lose count. So 6 singles and a double. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then put 2 in the next. 1 and 2. That's one time. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then put 2. 1 and 2. Mark it. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. And mark it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2. 1 and 2. And mark it. And 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2. And then a single crochet in the last 3 stitches, 1 each. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next row, and I'm going to just, for the rest of it, I'm going to tell you what you need to do so we can not, I'm trying to prevent this video to be 2 hours. I need it to be shorter. So for the next row, you are at 48 stitches, okay? So then the next row, it will be just matching stitch to stitch. So it's just another round of 48 stitches. Okay. Always make sure you keep using your stitch markers. It really does help. Okay. So then the next row, I want you to single crochet 7 stitches. Then in the 8th stitch, I want you to put 2 single crochets. So it would be an increase. So it's 7, then increase 2. And you continue that. 7, increase 2, and you will end on an increase. Okay, and that will take you up to 54 stitches. After you're done that one, the next row, again, will be matching stitch for stitch. So the next row is just putting 1 stitch in every chain here, and you will have 54 stitches. Now the next one is a little tough, so here we go. Next row. I want you to put in 4 regular single crochets in the first 4 stitches. After you get the first 4 stitches in, the next stitch, the 5th stitch, I want you to put 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So it will be an increase. Okay, so just to repeat, the first 4 stitches are matching stitch to stitch. Then you do an increase, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. After you do that, I want you to match stitch for stitch for 8 stitches. And in the 9th stitch, I want you to do an increase. So in the 9th stitch, you put 2 single crochets in. And I want you to repeat that scenario a total of 5 times. So what I just said, if you did that, then you just do it 4 more times. So again, it's single crochet 8 stitches. Then in the 9th stitch, you do an increase of 2 single crochets in the same stitch. After you do that 5 times, you will have 4 stitches left. And those 4 stitches, just put in a single crochet in each of those stitches. Then you will max out at 60 stitches. Okay, so then for 6 rows, you just stay at the 60. So you do 6 more rows of matching stitch to stitch. Okay, and if you're looking at row numbers, it's row 17 to 22. And you will match stitch for stitch, which is 60 stitches. Okay. If you need to do that, you can, now's a good time to pause the video. And when you're ready to move on, we're going to do some decreasing now. So what I want you to do is I want you to put 1 single crochet in the first 7 stitches. After you get that, then the next 2 stitches you single crochet 2 together. After you do that, then you single crochet 1 in each stitch for the next 7 stitches. Then you single crochet 2 together. And you repeat that all the way around. And that will take you down to 48 stitches. Again, it's 7 stitch for stitch, and then 2 single crochet stitches together. Okay. Next row, I want you to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then the next 2, I want you to single crochet 2 together. After you do that, I want you to now single crochet in the next 6 stitches. Then you stitch the next 2 together. And you will repeat that 5 times. Now what you're repeating is the single crochet in 6 stitches. Then you'll single crochet 2 together. That's the one that you do a total of 5 times. And after the 5 times, you will have 3 stitches left. Just match stitch for stitch. Okay? And then the last row, I want you to single crochet in the first 5 stitches. Then you stitch 2 together, and that's the repeat for the last row. So it's single crochet 5 stitches, then you stitch 2 single crochet stitches together. And after you're done that, that will land you with 36 stitches. Then I want you to slip stitch to the next stitch, chain 1, and tie off. And after you do that, you will have something. Let me move this up. You will have something like this. This almost looks like Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, if anybody knows SpongeBob. I might think about doing something with that. But anyway, this is the big part of your bunny, okay? After you do that, we need to make a separate bottom piece. So I'm going to do that now and get all the hard crocheting part out of the way here. So again, let me move you down. You need to make a magic circle. Magic ring, magic circle. Okay. If I can even get going here. There we go. Now I want you to put 6 single crochets in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull your tail a little tight. Not all the way closed yet. So, after you do that, I want you to put 2 single crochets in each stitch. So you have 12. 1, 6. Okay. If you want to use a stitch marker, you're more than welcome to. So 2 single crochets. If I can see what I'm doing. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. The next round, I want you to put 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 in the next, and then you will end up with 18. So it's 1 and then increase, 1 and increase. $11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. My dog's in here with me. He's snoring, so if you hear him, that's just the moo. Okay, next row is start out with the first stitch is 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochets. Okay, and then after you do that, I better put a stitch marker in before counts are getting a little higher for me and I'll end up losing stitch count, and I don't want to do that. So put the first 2 in, and then 1 in each of the next 2. Okay. So 1 and 1, and then 2. 1 and 2, and 1 and 1, and then 2. Okay. Now what we're making here, 1 and 1, and this is on a close off the bunny, and 2. Okay. 1 and 1, and then 2. 1 and 1, and 2. I think I miscounted somewhere. And then 1. Let me just see where I'm at. This is important that your count's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, I have to add 1 more because I need 24 stitches. And there we go. Now, in the next one, we're going to do 3 regular single crochets. This is 1. 2, 3, and then in the next one do an increase. 1, 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And all you have to do is slip stitch to the next stitch, slip stitch, chain 1, but be careful. Leave yourself a long tail. Okay. All right. Set that aside for a minute. Now, a couple things are going on here with our bunny. We need to put the eyes and the nose. Okay. So, I'm going to use these eyes. Yeah. I'm going to use my things. I think got all messed up, but let's see if I can find the right stuff. I hope that's right. All right, first things first, we have to put the eyes in. Now, I want you to pick your side that you're doing for your bunny. I think I like this side better. And find the bottom line of your last row on your ears, okay? Then I want you to count 1, 2, 3. I want you to come down 3. So, here's my line. 1, 2, 3. So here would be one eye. Let's make it 4. I think 4 is better. I'm sorry. So you come down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? No, it's the bottom of the 3. I was right all along. Okay. And then you do the same over here. But I need you to leave. Make sure you have a gap of 2 spaces between the eyes. All right, because you need to put the X for the nose. So that's where I want my eye. And then if I did the same over here, you put them in before. Make sure you like where they're at. Now, see, they're pretty close together, so it'll be hard to put the X. So maybe I want smaller eyes. And this is the time that you take your time, find what you're happy with. Two different size eyes. There we go. Do I like that? I think I like that. Okay, now these backs, that's all they are. This is where I do not recommend these for children, because if you're using these eyes, if a kid is biting them, they could choke. Okay. Now the other eye. There we go. There's the eyes. Okay. And now it's time for a little bit of nose. So I take my strand, and what I do is I pull it apart because I only need 2 strands of this, and this is cotton yarn that I use for the nose. So put the X where you're content on putting it. When I have it where I want, I do take my 2 ends and I knot it, and I don't even worry about cutting off the string because you're filling it with stuffing anyway. But if you want to, you're more than welcome to. Okay, we don't need this. We're kind of done with that part. Now, the next thing, I use some pipe cleaners, but you can use whatever you wish to make the ears bendable. And here's the trick, so you know. The ears do not get stuffed at all. Okay? So you can put whatever you want to make your ears bendable. I just take pipe cleaners and I wrap a bunch of them together and I tie them in the middle, and then I stuff them up the ears so they're a little bit bendable, but I might have put too many together. I think I'm gonna just do 4. I was being over anxious, I think. So see, I tie them together like this, twisty, twisty. Then I bend the ends so they don't poke through, like that. And then you just slip them up the ear, okay? And then you bend and you do the other one. You can use any kind of wire to maybe make them more bendable, but that's totally your choice. Okay. See how it bends a little bit? That's all I want. Just to be able to put a little notch in it. There. Then when you got that, then you stuff her or him to your degree that you want. But I do recommend a stiff stuffing, like make it stiff. That way the bottom can be flat so he can stand for you. Okay. After you got that, you take your bottom piece, and where's my needle? Here it is. You thread your needle, I'm having trouble threading my needle tonight. There we go. And this will match, no worries. All right, your tail, you can just stuff right in there if you'd like. And you start at a stitch. Okay. I do recommend you go through both. Some people might not like that, but that's what I personally recommend. But you do it how you're comfortable with. On the piece I'm adding, I only do the end, but then when I go through both. And that's what you do. You just keep whippet stitching. Till you get all the way around. Let me zoom you out a little bit so I didn't realize how close you were. There we go. Okay. If you pull it tight, seeing the seam is almost impossible. And this is all you do going around. Make sure your stuffing's in there. You don't want it getting caught in your stitches, like I just did. And then I just need you to just continue around. For my doubters that this would fit, it's fitting just fine. And doing this will help it have a flat bottom so you can stand him upright wherever you want to put him. Now, if you do plan to make this and give it to a child, I would highly recommend you don't use the eyepieces that I used, because they are a choking hazard. So please don't. And this is all you have to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I truly enjoyed doing it with you. I love teaching crocheting. I love for you guys to see that I'm not perfect. Sometimes my stitch counts go off. I like that you get to see how I can rectify that situation without having to tear everything out, because crocheting should be about fun and trying new things, and you shouldn't be scared to do that. You should be enlightened to try something new and just experiment and see what you can come up with. And that's it, my friends. I really enjoyed making this bunny with you. And if anybody needs to know that trick on hiding yarn, that's the trick. And then I always try to put my needles away because I am forever losing them. But here is the bunny. We did the ears with the bending. You did your eyes, did your nose, and we made a bunny. And it's flat on the bottom so you can sit them up. So I want to say thank you for taking all the time to watch our videos. We do work hard to try to bring you videos that you will like. And come find us on Facebook. We're under WIP, W-I-P, and Chain for Work in Progress. And we have a really nice group it's building. I can't believe how fast it's building. And if you enjoy our videos, can you please hit that subscribe button down at the bottom and hit that thumbs up and come find us. Come join us. We would love to see you there. Until our next one, have a great night, everybody. Happy crocheting.